My name is Nassim Saabs.
Let me ask you a question. Has anything ever happened to you that you couldn't explain? That made you feel sort of foolish when you tried to tell somebody about it? Well, if it has, you have plenty of company, as you'll soon see.
So this is really important information. Serge Monas, he was a journalist, and here's a picture of him. He was a journalist, and within weeks, him and another journalist died of heart attacks. They have a heart attack machine, and within weeks, they died. They never had heart disease or any kind of problems or anything like that. But the other Canadian journalist was visiting Ireland, and prior to his death, the Canadian government abducted Serge's daughter and attempt to dissuade him from pursuing his research into Project Bluebeam. And his daughter was never returned to him. So this man, he risked his life. He had people in the military, and he had lots of connections, and he did get a hold of certain documents in order to show the plans. And it's amazing, because this was 21 years ago, and he's showing things that we're hearing about right now, like the New World Order, the one world global currency, NASA, the blue beam, the lights that they use, the holographics that they can do. They can create a whole city right in front of you, or a person. Just, you would think it would be a real person talking to you. They do have that technology. So NASA's Project Bluebeam by Serge, he wrote a long article about it. He had it published and with the documents, and that's why he was killed. And so the infamous NASA Bluebeam project has 4 different steps in order to implement the New Age religion with the Antichrist at its head. And this was his words 21 years ago. Mm-hmm. We must remember that the New Age religion is the very foundation for the New World government, without which religion, the dictatorship of the New World Order is completely impossible. And he repeats that. Without a universal belief in the New Age religion that they're bringing in, the success of the New World Order will be impossible. That is why the Bluebeam project is so important to them, but has been so well hidden until now. This is a document he has that he published, and this is from the United Nations, and it talks about the steps of it. And you can find that online. Their goals are to abolish all Christian traditional religions in order to replace them with one world religion based on the cult of man, to abolish all national identity and national pride in the order to establish a world identity and a world pride, to abolish the family as known as today in order to replace them with individuals all working for the glory of the new one world government, to destroy all individual artistic and scientific creativity, to implement a one world government, one mindset. The first step in Bluebeam concerns the breakdown of all archaeological knowledge. It deals with the setup with artificially created earthquakes at certain precise locations on the planet of supposedly new discoveries.
Yeah, this I've been waiting.
The goal to make mankind believe that an alien off-world invasion is about to occur at every major city on Earth in order to provoke each major nation to use its nuclear weapons in order to strike back. This way, the United Nations Court will require that all those nations which launched nuclear weapons to disarm when the invasion is shown to have been false. And how will the United Nations know that the invasion was false? Because they staged it, of course. Serge Monas. That's his own words, and so.
That's funny. Yeah. That's, well, the United Nations, right? Peace in our times, just as the last, if you want to go red box and see this, what we're talking about here, you can go rent the Avengers movie, Age of Ultron, and hear all this gobbledygook. And, it's all right in that movie. It's that movie is so plastered with this stuff. It's ridiculous. Go ahead.
So their goals is an international army. They already got it. An international police force. They already got it. A World Bank for the economy. They already got it. A world government under the United Nations. Pretty much a done deal. A world conservatory bank for the wilderness preservation around the world. That means all green movements will be melded into a new international bank or disappear altogether. A world religion where all church doctrines will be destroyed at the roots to be replaced by the new world religion of the age of Aquarius. The world 7 races classification for all human slaves who will fulfill predetermined work tasks whether they agree to it or not. The world concentration headquarters at the United Nations for those who will not accept the new system. The World Agriculture and Food Supply Control, which will control food and vitamin supplies around the world.
One of the other Kabbalah secrets is that matter can be transferred molecule by incantation and thought, and that the structure of reality is really a holographic illusion. They have this Kabbalism knowledge of how to control energy and how to manipulate light. In other words, they know how to manifest deceit, the art of lying and deception, sexual deprivation, mind control of the masses through religion, political and intellectual institutions, subliminal programming of sigils, language, and the number system, how to manipulate matter one molecule at a time, hiding mathematical equations in architectures and art like anti-gravity, how to keep the population in a constant state of panic and terror, the secrets from ancient mystery schools, coded messages, divide and rule, magic, alchemy, incantations, and the control of thought from entities and much other occult knowledge which is used to this very day.
Well, it says, like, for example, in Ephesians 2:2, that Satan is the prince of the power of the air. And so it makes sense that he would perform deceptions in the air with apparent flying objects to destroy belief in Christ's revelation. A lot of people are going to believe they either created us and they'll teach us the true revelation of God, that it's not from anything we have on earth because they're so advanced, they're going to give us the real key. It's not going to come from anything on our earth because we're not as advanced as they are. They have a lot more knowledge, and they're going to give us the real key. And then just the other idea is that maybe they, quote, seeded the planet.
Right.
And they created us. They are creators. And that's what you see in these messages from these demons, really, the so-called aliens that they give to people who consider themselves walk-ins or messengers or receiving messengers from demons. The common message is, Jesus Christ was not God. All of you are God. Jesus was a great teacher. He taught you some truth. We will give you the full truth. And so it leads a person where they're sort of on the edge of their seat once they get into this, that we're on the brink of receiving first contact because we can see more and more sightings, as you know, and we're going to have that first contact, and then we're going to know everything. Actually, the components needed for life to exist on Earth are actually incredibly rare, and so many things actually have to happen that they feel that it doesn't exist anywhere in the universe. But I would say, in addition to that, if there were intelligent life on other planets who possess the equivalent of man's soul, it would demean, if not eliminate, the uniqueness of Christ's redemption. That's because the Son of God specifically assumed a human nature in order to redeem man.